Well, we're back at it again, for better or worse. Let's be honest, it's worse. This is way worse. I had this looking so nice and drained down, and Mother Nature said, Adam, no, I can't let you get the other projects. So last night we got hammered with 2 1/4 inches of rain, like most of the Midwest did. No damage around here, which is good, but this is a mess. So I'm gonna start the pump and let's go look around. Really glad I have this pump, but she's gonna be putting in some overtime. Actually, to that end, one thing I'm gonna do is maybe try to build some kind of structure or makeshift dry area for this so that I can run it when it's raining, because we're supposed to get a lot more. I'll leave this out here for future priming purposes. What do you guys think? Right there. I did buy a new strainer basket. If you remember in that last video, I collapsed mine. This guy here, monster, big old steel one. All right, let's get a few more kinks in this hose before we get this going here. Nice pretty water too. Love it, how pretty it is. I'm not grabbing water yet. There it goes. Let the hose fill up, let it warm up before we really lay into it here. Looks like it's about ready to rain again soon. We're supposed to get up to 7 inches by this weekend. We're at like 2 1/4 now. So I'd love to maybe try to get a structure built to keep this thing dry so I can run it when it's in the rain, or not run it in the rain, but not have to take this thing back to the barn every time I'm done with it. Let her eat. Before I jump off and build that little structure, whatever I'm going to build, I'm going to show you guys just how expansive this water is. I'm pretty confident it didn't come back this far last time. No question in my mind that we're almost 1.5 feet or 2 feet deep out there now. Insanity. I can't walk more than 15-20 feet in here before my boots are in what? Out there's every bit of 8 or 10 inches of water. This is wild. Tell you what, I'm just going to start right here. I'm just going to walk and I'll hyperlapse this and show you guys just the size of this thing. What's crazy here is that I'm 120 feet away from that pump and the water is still 6 or 8 inches deep. And it goes all the way back there. Man, the footprint of this thing is absolutely enormous. That pump has got its work cut out for it. And I hate to pump that yucky, nasty water into that pretty pond. So we're going around it. These Bradford pears smell terrible. I also generally hate the trees. They're not nice trees. They're thorny. They grow super fast. They're invasive. But they're here and they're kind of pretty. I would love if this was a grove of walnut trees or something, but it's not. So if this kills some of them, cool. I don't really care. But I'm not going to bulldoze them and then have nothing out here. Does that make sense? At some point, I will start thinning these out and adding back nicer trees. We do have some cedars. There's a big sycamore, another cedar, 2 sycamores here in front of me. So, in time. I hate inefficient setups. I hate when things aren't nice. I gotta fix this kink here. It's not doing us any favors. But this right here, I hate. I don't have the right fittings to make this work. So, I just bought another 100-foot hose. Another 100 foot on top of this will get me over that little ridge, basically past those blue barrels. The water will be gone. We won't have this headache anymore. So for today, I'm gonna let this fly. I might live to regret this. Well, I hope I live to regret this. I'm curious. I'm gonna make a change here. And while I do, I'm just curious. Oh, she ain't happy about that. Oh my gosh. That is so much water. That's insanity. All right. Look at that thing was just unbridled. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna kill it for a second. I'm gonna try to sleeve this thing further all the way up to the boot on there and see if I can't get a better seal at the end there. Let's try that. Slowed it a little bit. Let's put a big block on there to keep the line from sliding back to the pressure. Still glad I bought the other hose. I don't think I showed you guys this in my last video because I did it after I wrapped it up. So ended up pulling some topsoil here and building a little dam so the water would go back and down over the hill where the overflow for the pond is. Otherwise, the water was going down here around the topsoil pile and making its way all the way back up to the barn, kind of by the house, and I didn't want that. So I'm gonna take this video and kind of film it over the next 3 or 4 days as more rain comes in. We'll get you guys more rain totals and we'll see where we get when pumping this down. Right now I'm gonna go build something so hopefully we can pump kind of in the rainstorms that are to come this weekend. So here's the general plan. I hope you can hear me over top of the pump. Brought one of these old firewood crates we had out here. We switched to IBC totes a while back. We had some of these laying around. I'm gonna cut one side of it so I can kind of put it down, have the U shape around the pump. And then I've got some pieces of wood here just to add some weight on top. And a couple pieces of old visqueen and a piece of TPO membrane. We'll rig it up so it's decent anyway. Turn it down for a second. Oh, don't die. Hey, well, this may work out pretty well. I just cut that bottom side and laid it over. I'll lay some covers on top of it. A little bit extra weight. All right, so here's where we landed. I left the sides open for now. There's a piece of TPO membrane put down the back and on the other side. Just gonna let it ventilate for now. A whole lot cheaper than buying one of those generator tents. By cheap, I mean free. In the last couple hours, you can tell there, like kind of the dirt ring on there or the debris. It's already come down about 2 inches or so. I'm gonna run this thing until at least I go to bed. I won't run it overnight because once this thing starts shrinking, this goes down fast and that pump outpaces this filling up. So I don't want to run the pump dry, but I'll run it for probably another 6 hours tonight. Got some rain coming in. We'll take a look and see what this looks like tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. We're just gonna chase this thing, see if we can't keep up with Mother Nature. Looking forward to getting that other 3-inch collapsible hose so we can alleviate this mess tomorrow. What's so nice about those collapsible hoses, as soon as you turn that pump off, you can drive across here. With this hard pipe, it's not the case. Actually, that's the case. My dam is working well. This over here will give you an idea just how much water we're moving. You see it running down this hill. We're literally making our own little river. There's what's coming off the pond. And there's what's coming off of the extra pond. And of course now it's starting to spit rain. This is gonna be a battle all weekend. So I'll continue to pump this down, like I said, until I go to bed tonight. And then tomorrow morning we'll jump on here, let you guys know the rain totals we get tonight, and we'll see where that thing sits, and we'll hit it tomorrow and we'll see what's going on the rest of this weekend. So here we are almost 24 hours later. Things look much better. I just refueled it. We're gonna get it fired up here for the evening. Looks like we've probably dropped, kind of starting here, about 8 inches or so. I came out here last night about 9:30 and I ended up letting this thing run until it ran out of fuel. I didn't kill it. I made the assessment that there was plenty of water here and I wasn't gonna run the pump dry. So it probably ran until about 11:30 or so. And then we got, I think, a 1/4 inch of rain last night. Just starting to pick up a little bit now and it's supposed to rain, I think, most of tonight and most of tomorrow, but I'm not sure volume what we're gonna get. Knowing what I know about this pump in this area, I would say that this is probably in the neighborhood of about 2 to 2.5 hours of pumping before it would be all gone. And Amazon failed me. They sent me a note saying that the other hose line has been delayed, so that's cool. But so far, the pump is keeping up with Mother Nature. Now I say that, we'll probably get 5 inches of rain. So here we are the next day after another 2 inches of rain. Had it looking really good last night. We're not back where we started, but it's pretty nasty. So we're gonna fire this baby back up, get moving. We got another 1/2 inch of rain coming this afternoon. All right, she is fueled up, fired up. This here is what I call a full tanker. I know for a fact, after having run this out here for probably 15 or 20 hours now, that I can basically fire this thing up full throttle with a full tank and just walk away. Not a worry about this thing running dry with what's out here right now. I will say I'm really impressed with this pump so far. I know sometimes these pumps, priming can be an issue, but this thing always holds its prime, and even when you pull the suction tube out and get all the water out of that line to clean it off, it primes back up no problem. So Mother Nature has had the upper hand, and while I'm trying to keep up, it's tough. It just highlights the fact that I really got to do something with this area for next spring. It's definitely flowing down here. Coming off the pond, coming off the swamp. And check out the field tile here from the farmland. That thing's choke full. So here we are the next day. I ran that one tank of fuel out yesterday, but I never came back to this. We were gone in the afternoon and evening, and we picked up 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday afternoon into the evening. And so honestly, things don't look terrible. The rain's supposed to taper off today. I think right now we're at just over 6 inches or so. So by the end of today, this should be looking pretty good. If you were curious about how I'm fueling this, I just flipped these pieces of plastic and membrane up. Got access to the fuel right there, flip it back down, and then I cut a little spot here so I can get in here and start it. This thing's fancy, ain't it? It's kind of cool. If you sit here, you can see the current that pump is creating with all the little flowers from the Bradford pears floating down the river here. At least my boat doesn't leak. Probably need to get a pump and get that out of there. All right, we are closing in. You get a sense here of how much water this thing's moving, and this has been at idle for about the last hour. This little pit right here can't keep up with the refill when this thing's at full blast. It drains it down faster than it can fill it back in. Look back here, things are looking much better. I'm not gonna taunt Mother Nature and say we won, but we did a pretty decent job of keeping up. Most of the heavy rains are done. I think we might get like another 1/10 or so this afternoon. I may run this here for about 10 minutes or so. I'll run it wide open and show you what I'm talking about. Thing starts to suck air. So I've been running it idle, so I don't have to babysit this thing, work on other stuff around the property, and then come out here and check on it every so often. Drinking it down. There it goes already. If I want to keep doing this at all, I'm going to have to keep it at idle. See if I can't find a deeper spot in the hole here too. And hey, check it out. Cloudy day. And the RPS pump is still putting out some water. May even try to get some more solar panels so we can pump regardless of the cloud cover. So I am just about ready to hang it up. Getting to the point where I'm having to babysit that pump, and I've got other things to do, but it's pretty amazing how much water we moved out of here in, call it, last 48 hours or so. You walk up this way, I mean, we're a good 15 or 20 feet out of there, and the ground here is just mush. It was absolutely all underwater. Well, underwater out to basically that tree and up here. So much improved. I'm not worried about those little Bradford pears if they sit in water and die. So be it. All right, officially calling it. Let this all kind of drain down. Tomorrow I might come out here and run it for a little bit after all this has a chance to kind of slowly seep in here. But much better. I tell you, sometimes living out here is just so much work. And obviously I've kind of created this problem for myself, or when we built the pond anyway, but in the grand scheme, it's so worth it. Love that pond. Hope you enjoyed this mess. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.